Okay, everybody, welcome to today's podcast. Leo Cannell here, your host with the Seven Figures Club podcast. And today, boys and girls, we've got a good topic for you. It's why Monday mastery is going to equal momentum and success in your business, in your life, with your family. We're going to talk about how mastering Monday makes the rest of the week a whole lot easier to succeed at a high level when you start mastering your Monday. We're going to talk about dominating the mornings, because just like you want to dominate the start of the week on Monday, you want to dominate your mornings and gain that momentum as well. And if you do, you've got a chance at greatness. And lastly, we'll talk about how mastery takes thought and strategic planning. And let me just tell you, a Google Calendar sure can come in handy. So let's get going. There are over 32 million businesses in the U.S., and over 90% of them will never break seven figures in annual sales. So how do we as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs break into that seven figures club? This podcast will relentlessly share the secrets, strategies, and tactics I've used to create 3 multi-seven figures businesses and bring in even more successful entrepreneurs than me to share their inspirational stories and tactics to success. You can create your dream business and life right now. So buckle up and let's go. All right, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing week. Hope you're taking action. Hope you're being strategic, intentional, thoughtful. You're planning your success and so forth. So today is Monday morning. Over the weekend, I was doing some planning. See, I found out about this 75 hard thing, a little over a week ago. And I'm the type of person that I don't just jump right in. Like, I've got to strategically plan this. I've got to have my calendar just right. I've got to make every second count. I'm going to have to eliminate a little bit of wasted time that I formerly had in order to take advantage of this. I'm excited, too, because it's going to allow me to actually, my kids are pretty excited about being involved in it as well. And so that means we're going to spend some time doing those 45-minute outdoor workouts. So kind of excited about that. My wife's not super excited about it. But, we have had actually a lot of family reach out to us because, I wanted to invite lots of people. The more people doing it with us, I think the more fun we'll have with it. And we've had some surprising additions to our 75 hard group that's family. So that is going to be fun. And the last 2-3 days, we were kind of doing our final meals. All right, let's go to Fatty Five Guys and get those outstanding Cajun fries. And let's enjoy our last fatty hamburger for a while. And let's have that last piece of chocolate, that last milkshake for the good duration that we've got. And so we're locked in, and now it's Monday morning. And as I was going through this and driving to the office today, it really just hit me how vital it is to start your week out right and kind of get that momentum. And as an example, kind of a parable to it that's kind of a fascinating little tidbit. If you've ever studied rocket science, and by the way, what most of us do in business and life does not require rocket science study. But if you actually were Elon Musk and you were actually starting SpaceX and trying to figure out, how does rocket science work? Well, let me tell you one thing that I've learned about rocket science. Rocket science functions in such a way to where on the Earth, with our gravitational pull, with our gravity here, and the different scientific elements that surround that, when you're trying to get a rocket ship off the ground and to break the Earth's atmosphere, the fascinating thing about that is it takes a substantial amount of fuel and energy to do that. But once you break the pull of the Earth's gravity and you break through the atmosphere and you get out into space, well, now you've got all this momentum, and it takes far less energy. It takes far less fuel to actually get somewhere in space. And that, I believe, is very fascinating and very true about life, in that when literally when a rocket ship is taking off, it's using 75-80% of its fuel and energy to get going, to break the pull of the Earth's atmosphere in the first 60 seconds. And after that, it doesn't use nearly as much. And that's just a great example of how difficult it is to start something and get the energy going at the beginning. And that's why it's so crucial to focus, to plan, and to be ready to dominate at the very beginning so that you can break the gravitational pull, because that's why most people don't get started. They don't succeed because it takes so much energy to start that new workout, to start that new diet. It takes so much energy to build the discipline and the Atomic Habits, if you've read that book, great book, to actually succeed at a high level, to be a peak performer, to create a seven-figure business, to teach your children the things that are going to translate into success and get the participation trophy bullshit out of their minds, and the idea that they're going to have to compete. They're going to have to dominate Monday mornings. They're going to have to dominate every morning. And as I was talking to my kids about this, my daughter, she loves Ariana Grande, and she's like, Dad, Ariana Grande does not get up that early. She gets up at like 10, she does this, she does that. I'm like, that's cool. That's great, honey. Well, that's an exception to the rule, because for the vast majority of people that I've studied who have achieved greatness, success, both financially, both with family, both with life in general, both with making a big impact on the planet and the people in our country, and helping people to achieve the result that they help them do through their business, through their mission, whatever it may be, the majority of them dominate the mornings. They talk about, I think there's a great book and message called the Morning Miracle or something like that. Maybe it's the Miracle Morning, but the bottom line is, to dominate in life, to dominate in business, to dominate in all aspects, you've got to, it makes it so much easier if you can dominate at the beginning. And so as I was thinking about this, I'm thinking about, well, man, Monday is where so many people fail. And the problem most people fail with is Sunday, afternoon, evening, they're dreading Monday morning. They're dreading that they have to go back to work. They've got a shitty attitude Sunday night going into Monday. And a lot of that's because they're bored, they're disengaged, they're involved in a career that they don't find passionate, that doesn't drive them, that doesn't provide satisfaction. And it might even be a career that pays them decent money. They might even make decent money, but they hate what they're doing. I was one of our former employees. His dad is, I want to say, not an orthodontist. I think oral surgeon, I think, was the term, and so probably does a lot of wisdom teeth removal, and adds in veneers to people's mouth when their teeth are going bad. And he talked about how his dad hates his work and his business and his job so much that he has to take these big long vacations just to get away from it, because he detests it. But yet he sticks to it because it pays real well, and we can all get that. Sometimes you have to do the stuff you hate to someday be great, but overall, there's got to be some satisfaction and reward, and that you're making a really positive impact in people's lives, or it's tough for that to be sustainable. It's tough to find enjoyment, even if you've got a successful life, career, business. And so it's important to keep on evolving and make those changes to do that. But if you don't have something that gets you excited to get out of bed in the morning, that gets you excited to attack Monday morning and look forward to Monday morning, then it's going to be really tough to get mastery of your Mondays. It's going to be really difficult to master the mornings if you're not excited about the day. And part of that has to do with personal development. It has to do with your mindset. Even that guy in the oral surgeon business, he could look at it completely different. He could change the way he serves his clients. He could make a bigger impact. He could tweak things to find so much more satisfaction and enjoyment by serving his clients and giving them the result they want, that feedback loop will drive him and get him excited for a Monday morning, and get him excited to get up every morning and go attack it and create great jobs for his staff and new locations and do something unique and different. But I think he's missed out on that opportunity because of the mindset. So the first thing we got to get right is our mindset, right? We have to have something that gets us excited for Monday morning. And if you are able to get excited, to find passion and drive and be excited about a Monday morning, well, guess what? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the rest of the week is going to be that much more exciting and that much more fulfilling, and you're going to have so much more momentum to dominate the week. You know, it's funny, I talk to people all the time who, and this is the vast majority of people, right? They're looking forward to the weekend. Everything is to get to the weekend because the week is so horrible for them. It's so painful. It's so long. And that's what's interesting. You'll know that you're dominating Monday and you're mastering Monday and you're doing the right things with your life when, holy cow, the week just flew by. It's already Thursday. I can't believe it's already Friday. Dang, I can't believe we're already done with this week. I was having so much fun. We were providing so much value for our clients. You know, we are making a positive impact. We've got an amazing team and employees here that are bought into the mission that we've created. And when you have that kind of business, that type of organization and culture, you'll just be so excited and you'll be amazed at how fast the time flies during the week and how maybe things even slow down for you a little bit on the weekend. And you know, the one thing that you find out when you start to maximize your time is you spend time with your kids, you spend time with your family, and then everybody kind of, you know, they want to go do their own thing. Everybody has different activities and stuff in our family of 5 kids. And so you spend your time and then they kind of go do their own thing. And so then it's like, well, when you're there as a parent and you've spent the time, you've done the awesome family activity, and you come back home and everybody kind of goes and, you know, reads a book, you know, works on sports, plays some Xbox, whatever your kids are doing, well, that's another opportunity for you to be working on your personal development, to be building your 7 figures business, to be improving yourself and taking massive action. And that's when you can get better on the weekends. But the funny thing is, like, when you really dig in and actually love Mondays, holy cow, Monday through Friday goes by really damn fast. And it's just fascinating when you can kind of get to that point. And the same way Monday will go by fast, so it will lead into the rest of the week. The same thing will happen with your mornings, right? So many people, you know, are not morning people, and I'm one of them. When I grew up, you know, in Little Beaver, Utah, I hated getting up in the morning. I hated having to get up early and maybe go to a job, or I had to be to the high school by 8 a.m. When I went to the college at the University of Utah, I would have classes at 7 in the morning. My gosh, I was getting up super early to run to those early morning classes, and I just hated it. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that, again, the vast majority of successful people are getting up early in the morning. They're dominating their mornings. They're working out in the mornings. They're getting the right food and the right energy and the hydration in the mornings to dominate the rest of the day. And when you can begin to dominate your mornings and go into the rest of the day with momentum, then when you tackle the difficult things, and another thing that successful people always talk about doing is knocking out the most difficult, hardest tasks that you might have at the beginning of the day. Now, if you have a bunch of appointments throughout the day, then it's a little bit different. But whenever you're doing projects or different tasks, if you can knock out the really hard stuff that you kind of hate at the beginning of the day, again, the rest of the day gets easier. There's a lot of momentum. And the same thing with your weeks, right? If you do the difficult tasks early in the week, you get momentum and you can accomplish a lot more during the rest of the week when you knock things out and do the difficult stuff first. And that's why dominating your mornings is so important to create the business, the life, everything that you want to make improvements. If you're not dominating your mornings and you're getting started late and you're not into the office till 10 or 11, and all of a sudden 4 or 5 comes around and you think you're done, well, no, you didn't do anything. You probably better stay till 8 o'clock because you got in so damn late, right? And that's the mistakes that people make when they're trying to build a business, when they're trying to make changes. You've got to dominate Mondays. You've got to dominate your mornings. And when you can get those two things organized and ready to roll, now success all of a sudden becomes yours. You start to attract, you start to build momentum. Your team sees the discipline that you interact and live with, and your clients, and now you start to have the credibility to lead them because of the way that you are dominating your mornings and getting started on a Monday. And once you obtain that mastery, begins to become part of your life in all phases, from, your fitness, your health, the way you try to create a successful family life and inspire your children to not buy into this bullcrap participation culture, but to take massive action into, competing, because it's competition that leads to greatness. It's capitalism that breeds competition, that creates the products and services that change and improve our lives. And to do that, to gain that level of mastery, it doesn't happen by chance or by accident, and you don't just show up and obtain mastery. You don't just, magically have a great Monday or a great morning routine out of chance. You have to strategically plan it out. So that's why this last week, as I'm, starting day one of the 75 Hard Challenge, of 75 days of, mental toughness and discipline that it's going to take, I knew I couldn't just jump into it and succeed. Like, I was going to have to clean out our pantry, clean out our kitchen, get my mind right, and use my Google Calendar. In fact, when am I going to, read my entrepreneur book for the day? How am I going to knock out a gallon of water and get that all drank in 24, during the time I'm up? How am I going to get that 45-minute outdoor workout in, still dominate my business, still have time for my family? I'm going to have to make every minute count, and I have to use my calendar, or it's not going to happen, right? And so those are, those are the things that you begin to learn as you obtain mastery, is that you've got to strategically plan these things out, and it uses a calendar to do that. It takes the discipline of planning. If you just think you're going to show up and succeed, it's not going to happen. I have to write it down. I have to put it in my calendar, or I know it's not going to happen. And that, my friends, is the key to gaining momentum. It's the key to mastering. When you can master your Mondays, when you can master your mornings, when you can strategically plan out and do the tough things first, and in the beginning of the week, in the beginning of the day, now your odds for success have gone way up. And that, my friends, is what it's all about. So master your Mondays, gain that momentum, take back your mornings, plan it out, how are you going to do it, and watch success be and come yours. But understand, you'll still have to pass through some adversity and difficult times. But now with that mastery, that self-discipline, that Monday motivation, you'll be able to do it because you will have mastered Mondays. Are you looking for more seven-figure secrets, content, or even how you can launch your own recession-proof business? Then check out sevenfigures.com. That's the digit 7, Figures.com, where we share more videos, stories, strategies, funding solutions, entrepreneurial education, and even the secret business type that's recession-proof. Thank you for listening, and if you're finding value in our podcast, please give us a 5-star and invite others to join the club.